We are continuing our daily word bombs, and we are in chapter 1 of the book of Psalms. And this book is so filled with wisdom, and David writes this book just full of emotion and truth and things that will guide our lives. And he starts it off with this phrase, "Blessed is the man who." And he goes into all of these different things in chapter 1 of kind of who to be around and who not to be around, what to meditate on and what not to meditate on. And he gives this imagery of the results that occur because of making those choices. And we're in verse 2 today. And verse 2 says, "But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night." His delight is in the law of the Lord. And so the law of the Lord is another way of saying God's word, his commands, his precepts, what he's written in his word to us is what we should be meditating on. When we meditate on his word, it transforms our thinking. And that is what in the last couple days we talked about in these daily word bomb segments, how when we align ourselves with the wicked or the ungodly, we kind of detach ourselves from the wisdom of God. We bring ourselves under wisdom of the world, and the blessing of God begins to peel back, and our footing is more shaky. But when we bring ourselves into the law of the Lord and we get our minds around his wisdom, it may not always line up with the current theories of the day. Sometimes it will. Sometimes science or psychology or those types of things will confirm God's word, and it's wonderful. I mean, I believe it always does, but sometimes people's conclusions based on certain findings can start to come under the category of the wisdom of the world. But we want to have our minds wrapped around the wisdom of God. We want to have our minds filled with truth from God's word. It says that his law he meditates on day and night. And another definition for that word meditate is ponder by talking to himself. And so you actually have permission to talk to yourself. Maybe you've always been like, hey, I tend to talk to myself, and you felt funny about that. But you have permission to talk to yourself with God's word. Think about what you're thinking about. If the unrestrained mind is actually a very dangerous thing. We have to discipline our minds and direct our minds in the right direction to meditate on things that are pure, lovely, admirable, true, noble, right, according to Philippians 4:8. And so I want to encourage you to meditate on God's word and watch how fruit will come from taking in the source of information from the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, allowing his word to be the final word in your thinking, and not allowing our meditation to drift from there, and bringing every thought that wants to pull you away from what is blessed, take it captive to the obedience of Christ. Demolish every argument. Don't even play around the edges of arguments and theories and philosophies that are contrary to God's word. Don't get your mind all caught up in the political arena and all the debates of the day. Just center yourself in God's word, and we'll talk about tomorrow the results that come by meditating on God's word and letting that be your sifter of truth. God bless you. Let's remain in his word today and see how he will show up in our moments. God bless you.